Hi and welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for being here today. In today's reading, we're going to be exploring your road to success. So we're going to look at past, present, future energies, uncovering what you need to focus on to achieve your goal, and also looking how to overcome any blocks. This can apply to career, relationships, personal growth, whatever is at the forefront for you at the moment when you find this reading. This reading is timeless, so whatever's on your heart and on your mind at the moment. As usual, we have our 3 piles of cards, each with their own unique energy and message. Group number 1, we have the card Apocalypsis even. Group number 2, we have the Shaman. And group number 3, we have the Kiss. Take a moment, connect with your intuition, and choose the pile that resonates with you most. Trust that the cards you pick hold the answers that you're looking for, and you'll find the link to your reading in the description box below. Wishing you love and light on your journey as always. Hey group number 1, and welcome to your reading. Let's start off with the first card, which initially drew you to this particular reading, which is the card Apocalypsis. We're using, just to let everyone know as well, we're using the Wild Unknown pocket archetypes today. So some really beautiful, powerful cards with some great symbolism. And this is in the placement of your past and the energies that come through for that. So Apocalypsis is, if I can get that out correctly, it's very similar, say, in the traditional deck to the Tower card. So it talks about going through a really challenging time. What I see in this imagery as well is fragments, something breaking down and feeling fragmented. It's almost like in the past that the life as you knew it broke down, something that offered you security, be it relationship, job, whatever it may be, something that you thought was going to be there forever, maybe for the foreseeable, with security, and something about that broke down. So it may have broke down completely, and that like a relationship that you're in a no contact, or a job loss, something like that really shakes the foundations of who we are. So I'm sorry that you had to go through that really challenging time. And why we look at past energies is because it's still how they are influencing us today and your road to success. So Spirit is acknowledging that, kind of what you've been through, the challenges that you've been through, and that you're probably still feeling the repercussions of that apocalyptic energy, and something that you thought was for certain breaking down. And maybe you're in the process of still where things feel very shattered, or you could be at some point of beginning to piece things together. Now, the positive of this card is that, much like the Tower card, the reasons sort of to take away from this is that what no longer serves us and what was never maybe certain is revealed. So that's been exposed to you now, and it's allowing that to fall away, really. This will change, no doubt, the direction of your path, the direction of your road. You've had to maybe do a complete U-turn of where you thought you were going. But trust and know that what has fallen away has been untruths, has been what no longer served you, was not right for you, and has opened the pathway maybe to the, to the success that truly aligns with your soul path, with your energy that is right for you. So you may have been going down a track that, even though you felt like this is what I'm supposed to do, or this is what I've known, this is what is happening, but actually Spirit and the universe in a way had other ideas and broke that down and sent you down a different road. Now the next card that we have is Gnosis, which is in the placement of the present. And this is a card about what it talks about in the book, in the handbook, is about going from, it's not about what we know or facts or what our head tells us is happening, but it's shifting from that energy and going into a much more intuitive state of being and state of mind. And the book describes moving into a sense of knowing. So this could be knowing yourself on a deeper level, trusting your intuition through this apocalyptic breakdown and energy. It's shifted you into trusting in your gut maybe more, trusting in spirit more, so trusting in the unseen, and also not believing all that we are told, all that, taking things at face value maybe. So this card is all about intuition and a deeper knowing. So it's like on a very deep level. We're working at a subconscious level with this card, and it's actually, this energy and this card talks about you moving into a much more empowered place. So if you don't feel that already, that's what's really to be gained from this situation. It's almost like when everything's stripped away from us, and all that remains is the bare bones of who we are, our soul and our intuition. But actually, how revealing and how much knowledge that we can gain from that, and it can be very life-changing. And like I say, it's almost like it allows us to get to know ourselves on a much deeper level, and forces us really. I feel like this situation has forced your hand into trusting your intuition, because that's all, at times that's all that you had to go on. You were maybe completely in the dark about who you were, knowing what to do next, and just having to follow that intuitive thread, your higher self. But through that process, it's strengthened that skill, that strength, that muscle in you, and it's something that now will stay with you forever and guide you. That once, if things don't feel right, or knowing what is right for you and what is right for your path is something that you will take from this, which is actually a huge deal. Very empowering, increase your personal power massively, and put you much closer to being in alignment with your soul path and your truth. So that's like a wonderful thing to take away from this really challenging, difficult situation. We move here into, so this is challenges, and we have the empty room. Again, it's almost like a continuation of being faced with that darkness that I talked about being in that kind of tunnel and not really having much information to go on, in the unknown, very much in a place of the unknown. That's where I see you, group number one, that you've been, and really just having to go on your own instinct. It's like you're in an empty room. There could be a loneliness as well about this card, that it's something that it's made you feel very alone, this situation. It could be very isolating. Maybe you feel cut off from, if it's a relationship that's broken down, that can be for a lot of you, that isolation that comes from when a really significant connection is broken, obviously that can be very devastating. Or even if it's job loss, illness, even for some of you, it can push you, you know how much that can cut you off because you're not able to live your life how you previously did. And no one can really understand what you're going through. Hopefully you'll have friends, family, loved ones who you can share this with. But ultimately it can be quite a lonely road when we don't have things signposted, when our structure has broke down. But you know, we must remember this reading is your road to success. And what I see, it has been very intense up to this point. And I feel very much that everything's been stripped away from you. It's like that's been stripped down to the bare bones. But this is part of the process of moving into your personal power. But it looks yet to have been a tricky road. You could still be feeling that as well, this empty room kind of energy. You still could be struggling with feeling the isolation from the effects of what's happened. But we do have magic in this empty room. We do have these stars, which represents dreams coming true. Stars represent magic to me. They represent hope. So even in this empty room, in this isolation, you have been working hard to keep your dream alive, group number one. You haven't given up, you haven't relented and into defeat. You've still held out that star of hope. You've still continued to work in the dark, continue to work in the shadows on your dream. So that's incredibly commendable to do that, to keep that hope and to keep on, like I said, keep working towards that dream. And that is part of this road and is obviously essential to keep going to reach this goal, the success that you have in mind. Now the next card that we have is what you need to focus on to get to your road to success. This is the work that you've been doing. This talks about what you've gained from it, as in this incredible strengthening of your intuition. And the stone, so this is to what to focus on. And this to me is like, the stone talks of, you know, earth energy to me, element of doing the practical stuff, doing the practical steps, putting yourself out there in the material world, continuing to do that, continuing to lay those foundations down, building your empire. If it's building on connections, if it's a love relationship that you're working towards, putting that effort in, keep putting yourself out there. This card, with that kind of earth energy that I speak of, talks about staying grounded, staying anchored, sort of in the ups and downs and in the chaos of life, in the frenzy of life. As I see things beginning to pick up for you as you move out of this empty room, as you move out of the unknown, things begin to take shape. Like we see all these shapes here, the triangle, the square within the triangle, the circle within the square, and then at the very centre, these kind of magical stones that look to be being protected and being nurtured. And that's what I see. It's like whatever your dream is. So if that's financial success, if that's career, if that's a relationship, this is kind of locked safely within a structure that you are creating. And as things begin to open up for you and, like I say, take shape, like there's a lot more information coming to you. like we say, literally, like I said, taking shape as you're moving out of this empty room. That I see that period of isolation ending, and like I said, the dream coming into formation, beginning to make sense. And with that comes the ups, the downs, the chaos somewhat, and the frenzy of life as that begins to come back into your energy field, back into your existence. As the isolation ends, more people come in and bring their energy into your space. So it's almost like the loss of that there is some kind of safety almost in this empty room, because maybe that's become normal, the quiet, the isolation, the stillness. It's a very protected kind of energy as well, of holding your dreams. And then now we move into things begin to take shape, but with that comes in more people's energies, the influence that has on you, taking chances, taking more, offers come in for you. If that was career, like offers of new jobs, new projects, maybe things like that have ups, downs, obviously twists and turns. Or relationships, allowing people who we connect with into our world, and the twists and turns that comes with that of connecting to others. So all that's coming in, and that's fantastic. In the spirit's encouraging you, that's what you need to focus on. That is what's happening. It's beginning to really manifest and take shape, this dream of yours now. That shift has happened. But stay grounded, stay centered, stay anchored as this begins to happen. And then the final card, this is in likely outcomes and future, we have the beautiful King, which is, other than this kind of Gnosis card here, is the only card really with any real colour. And it's such in contrast to this path almost leading up to. We have this bright burst of warm sunshine, this palm that is face up and looks to be in a strong position with this red stamp of approval at the very centre of the King, like the stamp, that they would put on the scrolls, etc. there, what they are represented about. So for some of you, like I would say, if this is a relationship reading for you, this is King energy of meeting and either reconnecting or connecting on a deeper level with a person who is who has the potential to be in this deeply committed relationship. It's like this relationship coming in. So for people where, like I said, this is a relationship reading, this is their energy. Potentially could be a fire sign, just with all this sun and orange colour. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. They may have placements in their chart that have heavily placements of that. So for others, if that isn't your goal, if it's something else, such as career, such as projects that you're looking to get off the ground, or personal growth even, this is you bringing this King energy. So it can talk about promotion in a job, for example. It can talk about, it's for all of everyone with this reading, it's a leveling up for sure. It's like the King, obviously the position of a king is a leadership placement. You'll have a lot of influence, a lot of control over the situation. With it being King as well, it's like financial success as well, just with the King, with that royal, the wealth, that kind of aspect, the regal obviously aspect of that King energy. And it's just the way that this card, the sun, it's like the sun comes out from behind the clouds. It's like a huge breakthrough for you, and I feel like it can happen quickly. When it does, it feels like it's fast energy as well, like that kind of bursting energy that it comes out. So if you meet this person, you'll know very quickly, I think, that they are your person, you know, and that this relationship potential is quite instantaneous. Or if it's a job breakthrough, it may just come out of the blue and be like burst from behind the clouds, that this success and this goal that you achieved will be handed to you. We see this hand being handed to you as well. And yeah, just checking in any more messages that are coming through. But wealth, prosperity, there's some kind of financial aspect to this, or even if it's a romantic relationship that's in, this person could be wealthy, or if it is, like I said, a career thing, then it's a money offer. Money will be coming through. So what a beautiful card to end on, group number 1. It's almost like after this struggle, this darkness, and then the sun bursts through at the very end there. I hope it resonated for you. If it did, please do give me a thumbs up, leave any comments in the section down below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best on your road to success. Love and light. Hi, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Let's take a look at the first card that initially drew you to this particular reading on your road to success, and that is the Shaman. And this is in the placement of past energies and how they are influencing your path to success still, and what's really brought you to your present. And the Shaman card, I believe, is acknowledging your powers in some ways, your intuition powers, your manifestation powers, and how that maybe this is something that you've been focusing on and building on, as well as in looking at things not just in the 3D, but looking at things on a deeper level. So our subconscious, paying attention to dreams, meditation, leaning into manifestation and building on that skill, allowing spirit to lay out the path towards you, instead of coming from such a place of this is what I need to do, this is what I should do, but instead leaning into more a magical path, really. We see here the snake, which is, to me, represents transformation, deep transformation, shedding old skin, shedding an old way of being. So this could have gone on for some time. It could be something that you've been working on and deepening that connection with yourself, deepening your connection with the unknown, with spirit, with the mysteries of life, really, and the magic in our world, and trusting that and listening to that for some time in order to guide you. We see diamonds here as well, which it's like diamonds. What comes to mind is that diamonds are made under immense pressure. So despite pressures that you have been under in the recent past, or going further back in the distant past, that you have held on to this belief despite the pressures of the 3D, of our reality, that so often can contrast what we feel, what we desire, what spirit is telling us, that it can present to us as this is the right decision, this is the sensible decision, this is the logical next step. But our intuition and something deeper, on a deeper level, tells us no, we need to go a different route, this isn't good for me, etc., etc. So that to me is what's been happening for you in the past, and that you've been developing really your shaman skills, your shaman skills. Sorry, some people say shaman, some people say shaman. And that trust in a higher power. And that has brought you to the present, the storm. So I laugh ironically, but with the storm, so this is, which can often so often happen of when we tap into who we really are as opposed to who we are meant to be, things begin to break down. This is very similar to the Tower energy card in the traditional deck. You could feel like you are in an actual storm. So this can be an emotional storm. It could be that things that you relied on, trusted, your structure, be that relationships, job, whatever kind of holds us together, as beginning to break down. Things, because it's not meant for us, because it's not actually in alignment with our true selves. Because you've done this kind of shadow work and tapped into the subconscious, then things begin to fall away that no longer align with us. But those things can be things that we'd thought of as holding us together, keeping our structure, keeping us on a certain road, pathway, etc. So that looks where you are now in the middle of a storm. And what Spirit would always advise you with this card as well is you need to go within. So obviously continue to rely on loved ones who you can still be trusted and still talk things through to help process what's happening with regards to this storm and losses that you may be experiencing. But to go within as well and take shelter in the eye of the storm, that is still possible. To find that peace within us that is always there. So if that's through the path of meditation, again, if you can access that. But to allow the storm will pass, and not to get blown here, there and everywhere by it. It is still possible to go within. People who meditate, spiritual guides often talk about how it's to go, the water in the sea on the surface can be very choppy and changeable. But if we go deeper into the ocean, then there is always calm and stillness there. And the choppy waters is life, and it can be choppier. It's obviously at certain times more than others, but there's always that peace and calm beneath the waves, and that's where we need to anchor ourselves to stay sheltered in the storm. Now, interestingly, so the challenges, we have Eros in the placement, of challenges of what you may be experiencing at the moment. And this is a card all about desires and passion, almost being overwhelmed by our desires and passion. So this could be, for some of you, if this is a love reading, it could be a relationship even that is really very overwhelming in its connection. It could be incredibly strong, could be in connection to this storm as well, with this being the present and this aligning with current challenges that you are going through. But Eros is about, to me, it's about, again, almost taking that shelter, this center diamond here, to ride the wave that you're currently in. It seems like you're in a turbulent time with ups, maybe intense ups and intense downs. So it could be a relationship that like I said, very intense connection, and it can be really challenging when we feel so strongly about something not to not to give our power away to that situation as well, and just be very dependent on, you know, if that's going well, then we feel good. Or if this is like a job or a project, again, if that's going well, then we feel good. But if it's having a bit of a dip, or if a relationship's having a bit of a dip, then we kind of go down with that as well. So again, it's trying to stay centered within that and maintain, as best we can, maintain some kind of balance and some kind of anchor as you navigate this storm, this passionate, turbulent situation that you're being faced with. And the next position we have the dead end. The next card, sorry, that we have is the dead end in the placement, what to focus on. And the dead end, it may look initially like a stagnant or negative card, but actually what it is it's a redirection. So if there's something that you have tried to do to kind of get to this road of success, maybe force something to happen, but you're just getting a no from the universe or from the situation, the energy coming back to you. I feel like you are getting doors slammed in your face. And with this being in the placement of what to focus on, it's about not getting stuck in this. We see all this thicket of branches really, and not getting caught up in that, trying to push through this dead end, trying to make it something that it's not, but instead just listen, pay attention to this dead end and pivot from that. Your ability to adapt and to change direction is what you need to focus on at the moment. Like, you have the capability to do that. I mean, we all do, but you need to, but it's about listening and trusting. Again, this kind of shaman energy, listening and trusting without forcing a situation. Force is not what is needed here. It's not about more effort, more work, pushing for the dream, pushing for the road to success, pushing for the end goal. But instead, it's about going towards the door. Does it open? Does it close? If it closes, that's not bad. That's just telling you that you need to go in a different direction. And then you try that way, and then you have access. Then you would meet a dead end. It sends you another way. So that's happening all the time to all of us, but this seems very sort of prominent at the moment. And that message of not to force the issue, because then we move on to this beautiful card, which is in the placement of likely outcome and future energies for you, group number 2, which is the womb. And look at this in contrast really to most of these cards, just the vibrant orange, the vibrant pinks and reds that we see here. And with it being a womb, this is where we are nurtured. This is where we are open to receive. And that's where I see you ending up receiving this dream, receiving this goal of this road to success. And it's all this kind of energy and these cards leading up to it, I feel like have been about not forcing the issue. And this with the womb as well, what comes to mind is that sense of flow, because it's literally the flow. So, and about it happening naturally, like I said, in the womb, that as babies that we are nurtured. You know, this is where we get all our nutrients and where we are protected. It's safe, it's secure. And it's that kind of energy is where you'll find that you've reached your goal to success. It's almost like I see you just arriving there, and almost just it not really being a dramatic offering or a dramatic steps to get there. It's almost that just one day that you will in the future, one day, that you'll just open your eyes and you'll see, oh, I'm here, I've arrived, like I allowed it to happen, I let it in. So if anything, this could be a question. I see it happening for you and ending on this bright note, but it's about being open to receive. And that's what your road to success is about, opening up to that, not forcing the issue, protecting yourself in the eye of the storm. Again, protecting yourself and keeping that calm, peaceful, centered space when all these desires and passions could be going around, that you're feeling and going around that, not being overwhelmed, managing these emotions, pivoting when it comes to things that don't feel right, that feels like a dead end. Don't get bogged down in that rejection. Just see it as it's just sending you another way, like water in a river going around stones on a babbling brook. That's who you need to be. And this womb is that being open to receive, and it will just come in if you can allow it and open up to that. Beautiful card to end on there. Group number 2, that was your reading. I hope it resonated for you. Please do give me a thumbs up if it did. Leave any comments in the section down below and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best on your road to success, love and light. Hey, group number 3, and welcome to your road to success reading. Let's take a look at the first card, which initially drew you to this specific reading, which is in the placement of the past. And the card that we have is the Kiss. Really beautiful card that to me talks about an important connection that has been made. We see these two hands holding hands. For some of you, this could be a love reading. This could be literal of having a strong connection, and your goal, the road to success to you in this particular time of your life, is about having a strong, solid, safe connection, a loving relationship. Because that's for some of you. And for others, though, this is if this isn't love that's currently on your mind, this is still about making an important connection with what you desire and what is linked to your road to success. So this is the past energy. So this connection has been made. We see the moon here that really kind of envelops these two hands as well, which it's almost like this to me represents like a sliver of magic, and that the higher intelligence has a part in this connection, be it with person, be it with circumstance, a thing, a desire, a project, a path that you really know that you want to go down now. That's what I feel like. It's somehow it's brought you some peace inside, that you know now what route that you need to take. Or if it's a person, it's like you know who you want to be with. Or if it was a career, say, something like that, a project, it's like you know the path now. And then this reading is maybe how the steps to get there. But there's this huge important step that has taken place already, that is this connection. It's like you've clicked, something has clicked into place, maybe after a lot of searching. The next card, this is in the present placement, and it's the Pilgrim. And this is where you find yourself now. You're on that journey, you're on that path. The Pilgrim in this guidebook, it talks about being that the pilgrim is not, whenever they journey or travel, it's always a spiritual journey as well. So this is, it's not just a means to an end, this journey is very significant to your life path. I feel like you understand that. If this connection if it's with a person, it's like a deep journey. It's a deep connection of uncovering a lot about yourself. Again, if it was like a career, it's not just a job. It's like somewhere that you will again uncover a lot about who you are, and will change you. That's what I see. It's like there's this growth that will happen in this on this road, and I think you understand that, and that's underway, and certainly with it being in the present, that's already beginning to happen. There's all these colours, you know, and kind of interesting aspects. It maybe feels like a mountain to climb as well, but not really in a negative way. It's like it's an adventure, really, with it being a pilgrim card. It feels like a card of adventure. And it actually says in the guidebook about how your spirit wants to take this journey, needs to take this journey. So the time is right for you to take this path and take this road. And like I said, you can just expect a lot of growth, and you really will be a different person in many respects further down this road. Like, it is a life-changing experience and path. Maybe you have the sixth sense about that already, group number 3. Now the next card we have is the Lovers, and this is in the placement of challenges. Now this can be literally, you know, again, if it's a romantic relationship, about the lover. So it's really with this connection, this sort of adventure that you are going on with this person, or for those where it's a journey of career or personal growth, like say whatever it might be for you. It's almost like it is a lover for all of you. Like, this job is almost like a lover, in the sense that it's someone that has their own needs, their own ideas, and the merging and intricacies of us becoming sort of at one with this person or thing, like harmonizing. It's almost like that you are getting to know, you know, if it's a job, for example, getting to know this job like you would get to know a person, knowing what makes it tick, how it will work for you. Or if it's obviously for some of you, it can literally be a person, and really the kind of ups and downs that come with that. But it is ultimately a very positive card, and it also brings a message about enjoying the journey. So we mentioned this mountain here, that it being kind of a long journey, maybe about an adventure, and it will take a lot of effort and a lot of our resources. And the Lover card always reminds us to enjoy the joy of our daily pursuits and achievements as well. So don't get too fixated on where this is going, and it's like it will happen, it will unfold. This journey is happening, is underway, and you will reach that point of success of where you want to be. But you need to know as well how to enjoy now, and not forget that is part of that road to success, is celebrating successes. You know, so many people kind of scoff at that and just aren't able to do it. They're always thinking, you know, at times, myself included, of just looking to the future, just looking to the next step, when life is happening now, life is happening in this moment. So the Lover card comes to remind us about that. The magic, the success that you're looking for is happening now. That's a message for everyone, really. And the next card we have, the beautiful, the Mystic, and this is in the placement of what to focus on. And this is about the Mystic deals with the unknown. It deals with light and dark aspects of the world, the shadow side, our intuition, the subconscious, all of the above. And this is what you will need to focus on this journey. I believe this is what will guide you as you take this pilgrimage, as you take this journey, I'm trying to think of the word, this undertaking that was the tip of my tongue, this undertaking that you have gone for, like you're doing it, you are committed, like you were all in, is what I'm seeing. And the mystic is the kind of energy that will guide you through this safely. And the mystic is someone who has the ability to look beneath the surface, to see things for how they truly are, and to look beyond illusions. So don't be distracted by maybe false promises is what comes to mind, or things that maybe seem too good to be true, or it's about keeping sharp. I feel like it's about keeping it real and not getting lost in the fantasy maybe of the kiss as well, and not expecting it to be all roses and unicorns and rainbows, so it's like, so if it gets challenging, if it gets shadow side, if the energy gets darker and intense, it doesn't mean that this path is wrong, but instead it's about seeing and understanding really that that's part of the journey and that's part of the adventure, and that's what a mystic really understands, that one, not everything has to make sense, so don't even try. Don't try to make sense of everything and have all the information. That's like impossible. Some things will always remain a mystery and we will never know the answers. This is quite a specific message, but I hope it resonates to a lot of you who are somehow, it's like that you'll need to deal with the unknown on this journey. Take risks as well. You are taking a risk. I see that you have done that. And you are on the mystic's journey, so to speak. And the mystic understands that certain things will stay a mystery. And really our intuition, our gut instinct is where it's at and what will carry us through and take us to our road to success. Because the final card here in the likely outcome, future energies, is this beautiful, vibrant, the creator, so the artist that you really are. And I feel like this is you being able to really be in the flow and reach that place where you are the creator of your own world, and if you are work with manifestation as well, it's like that idea of ask and you will receive, and you be able to reach that place of success of asking and then receiving really quickly and kind of in divine time, that there won't be resistance or blockages that maybe you have experienced in the past, that there's this sense of flow, and you being able to create this beautiful picture, and it becomes that you are at this place maybe after this pilgrimage, so to speak, and this journey. The success is reaching that place of being able to paint the picture of how you want your life to look. So you'll have the relationship, for example, for those who, you'll have the relationship that you dreamed of, and then it will be just about creating and expanding on that story. So filling in the gaps, filling in that picture, or as Abraham Hicks says, filling in that grid, taken from, desires from your vortex, and just, it's like painting a picture that we see here. Or I would like some flowers there, or I would like some financial growth here. I would like, you know, us to go on this trip here. That kind of idea and vibe. It's like you arrive at that, or if it's that job, and then you become that dream job and you get to a place where you are accomplished and settled. That's what it is, settled in that achievement and energy. And then you get to drive the ship of where you want to go. That becomes your only job once you get to that place. So what a beautiful place to arrive. So whatever it may be that you will get there, you will be arriving there. And then really it's just about enjoying the journey from there out and just expanding on that and not having to work so hard as well. Maybe that long forward that you've hoped, like you've worked incredibly hard to get somewhere, and it's finally reaching that place and just being able to work on filling out and painting that picture. I hope that resonated, group number 3. Beautiful reading for you there. Lots of joy, lots of colours, lots of good energy. If it did resonate, please give me a thumbs up, leave any comments in the section down below, and subscribe for all future readings. But wishing you all the best, love and light on your road to success.